everyone, I'm literally so excited for this video because I have been seeing all of my friends post videos with this product for the past couple of days and I'm just over here like, when am I gonna get my package? When am I gonna get my package? When am I gonna get my package? And today was finally the day. My Sugarpill package finally came. I haven't tried Sugarpill before. I've been wanting to try Sugarpill for so long and I've said in so many videos that the reason that I haven't is just because the pan sizes are so big. I don't need that much eyeshadow. I have a ton of eyeshadow in my collection and I just haven't really been drawn to like the very large single pans that Sugarpill has. And I know that they've gotten such a good reputation for being such amazing shadows and I'm so happy that I finally ordered the little kitty palette. And if you haven't already seen this, this is the Wow, I cannot talk. This is the Sugarpill Fun Size palette. It has a kitty on it. It just says a mini color palette. Oh my god, I am so excited. Like, this is the cutest thing in the whole universe. Now, I know that the shade names in here are like game related. Like, I don't know exactly what that's supposed to do with a cat, but if you know, please do let me know. So here's what the palette inside looks like. This is so cute and so beautiful. It's an all matte palette. It has 9 shades in it. They're kind of like pastel-y brights. It's not a rainbow palette. I feel like these are honestly kind of unique. Like, I don't know if I have necessarily these tones of shadows in my collection. I am really excited about this. I just want to dig into this. Now, I wasn't originally going to get it when they first sneak peeked it because I assumed it was going to be a limited edition palette. But then I commented on their Instagram and someone in the comments was like, I think it's only the sticker that you get that's limited edition. So apparently there's a sticker in here. So I'm gonna guess it's either this thing right here or this thing. Either way, I mean, it's a sticker. I don't really care about a sticker, so if that's limited edition, that doesn't really bother me. I'm just happy that the palette is not limited edition. Like, I keep staring at this palette and I'm just like, I need that on my eyes right now. I also ended up getting a lip gloss because I just wanted to try another product from them. So this is a lip gloss in the shade Swipe Left. That's such a cute name. This says it's a sparkle gloss. So let's see what this looks like. So I do have a lipstick from Sugarpill. So I'm not like completely new to their brand, but I'm new to their eyeshadows, which is obviously what I'm the most excited about. So I think this is a lip gloss. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so that's very, very opaque. It's kind of thick, but it spreads out really nicely and it looks to be very opaque. That has a lot of like, not glitter, but just like, maybe it is like micro glitter. I mean, that's really pretty. I'm gonna actually put that on before we do anything else. Maybe I shouldn't do that in case I want to drink my soda. I can't stand drinking soda or anything when I have gloss on. I'm gonna wait until I'm done because I do have my soda here as usual. So this little palette here is pretty like expensive for being so small. These are not normal eyeshadow sizes. I would say these are somewhere in between like the 9 pans from Colourpop and like a regular size pan. If I had to guess, I feel like the Colourpop ones are a little bit smaller. Hang on, let me just grab one of the Colourpop ones because I kind of want to compare the two. Alright, so I have the Blue Moon palette here. So basically they are the same size when it comes to like the outer packaging here. Basically the same. I'm not sure if the inside is going to be the same as well. I'm going to open both of them up and then I'm going to compare them. So let's see. I think that yeah, they might actually be the same pan size. So if you look next to each other, I'm pretty sure they are the same. Maybe the Colourpop ones are just like a smidge smaller, but we're not talking a lot. So this is a very small palette for $28, but honestly, I would rather have this pan size for $28 rather than getting like 9 of the giant ones for $28, just because I know I'm never going to get through them anyway and because it's easier to store this way, you know? So I'm just really excited about this. I think we're gonna go ahead and swatch these. To be fair, I'm not expecting these kind of colors to swatch very good, but we're just gonna swatch them anyway and just, you know, see what they look like. You know what? I am actually so pleasantly surprised with these swatches because I feel like they swatched really well for being like kind of pastel-y neon shadows. So now I'm even more excited to put these onto my eyes. I was going to say something and then I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say that these actually feel really nice and creamy. I was expecting them to feel really dry because that's how I've heard a lot of people explain Sugarpill shadow formula, but I feel like this is not dry at all. So we're gonna just see what happens. I'm going to prime my eyes with my Smashbox lid primer in light like I have been doing lately. Can't put this thing down. I think it's amazing. It's such a good primer. So I think this is the highest my expectations to a new palette has been ever since I tried out the Clionadh Multichromes, which if you haven't seen that video, I will link that in a corner. But actually, speaking of the Clionadh Multichromes, maybe I will pull in some of those because I did pull them out for this video because this is an all matte palette, so I figured maybe we could try one of those with this palette. So I do have a lot of them like on the bottom line here. Wow, I just dug my finger into one. That's not very smart. So I don't know, maybe I'll use the green or maybe this purple or something like that because I do need some kind of a shimmer to go with these shadows, but I'm just gonna kind of pretend like I don't know what I'm doing yet on my lid and just kind of go into the mattes and trying to create whatever it is that I want in my crease and such first, and then we'll figure out what's going to look good on the lid after I'm done. I don't really want to do a all matte look today. I'm just not really feeling that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I just want to use all of these shades. I know I'm not going to use all of them. I'm gonna try not to use all of them. I'm first gonna start off by taking Twitch because I need to see how this performs because it's such a beautiful, I wouldn't even know how to explain this. It's almost like a neon pastel green. Like, is that a thing? That's probably how I would explain this. So I'm gonna start by putting that in the inner third or so of my crease here. And I'm using a small Sigma blending brush. This is the E42. I have really been liking this brush. I think it's such a good brush, and I don't really feel like I have any brushes in my collection that can exactly do this. And I have a lot of small blending brushes, but this one is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty unique. And this color is laying down very nicely. I'm basically just pressing it down where I want it. I'm not doing a ton of blending. And I'm also using quite a bit of pressure when I do press it into my skin. See, that is actually quite beautiful. Actually, why do I keep saying actually? I do have a shade like this from Clionadh, I want to say. That's pretty similar, but not like a dupe, but it has sort of like the same tone. I think it's called Ice Algae or something like that. It's honestly one of my favorite singles in my collection at Shadow. There's a little bit of kick up in the pan, and I do have to dip in quite a few times to get it to be this pigmented, but I mean, at least it's building and it's sticking to my eye, so far it's been pretty easy to work with. I don't really think you'd be able to build this up like a lot if you were to use a very fluffy brush and just go back and forth into your crease. I think you need to kind of press the shadow in for it to really show up. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a 3-colored crease. That's kind of what I'm feeling today. So I think next up I'm going to go into 8-bit. I don't know what that means. I feel like I'm so old right now because I feel like I should know this. Or maybe I'm just young and this is like an old game. Is this from like PlayStation or something? No, that's way too new. Is it from like Nintendo? I really don't know. Someone needs to tell me like what these names are from because I feel so stupid right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that in the middle of my crease here. This reminds me a lot of one of the shades from the Colourpop Over the Moon or Blue Moon palette. Again, I feel like that laid down very nicely. I don't really have any complaints so far. I feel like the pigmentation is there. It's not blending away, even though, you know, I'm not doing a ton of blending, but I'm still kind of using my brush and going back and forth over it a little bit to blend out the edges, and the color is sticking to my eye very nicely, which is always good. And then for the outer part of my crease here, I'm going to go into Player 1 and I'm going to put that on the outer V as well as probably bring it down to the lower lash line as well. Again, I'm just using packing motions here and I'm just pressing this into my skin where I want it to be. Because when you're using pastels and colors like this, it just seems to be the best way to work with them. They're not the kind of colors that you want to build up slowly. I like to really press it on and try to get as much pigment down as I can because I just find that it sticks to your eye a lot better, but this is blending in really nicely to that blue as well here. I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit of this on the outer corner of my eye. Did any of you guys get this palette? I know some of my friends got it because I've seen videos with it already, but if you got it, let me know how you feel about this, because I have not watched any videos on this and I really try my best to, when I know I'm getting something, to not let anyone else's videos like influence my thoughts. So I just kind of stay away from watching anything until I've tried it out myself. So I'm really curious to see what people feel about this and how they compare this formula to, you know, other Sugarpill shadows that they have, because like I said, this is my first time trying any of Sugarpill's eyeshadow formulas, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Like, I literally have no idea what to expect, other than I'm expecting perfection because everyone has been speaking so highly of Sugarpill. And I mean, so far I'm really happy with how these shadows are performing. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch to a bit of a denser brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and I think pull this down to my lower lash line as well. Now, I don't have any eyeshadow primer down here, so who knows if this is going to stick at all. Because especially with like pastel-y shadows like this, sometimes they tend to have a bit of a hard time just sticking to my lower lash line. Which I probably should have gone in and primed before I went in with the shadow, but you know what, it's fine. And I mean, that's working pretty well. I don't really have any complaints about that. I feel like that's laid down very nicely. Okay, I like how this is going. So I do think I want to try just a couple of more shades because I can't help it. So I'm first gonna go into, actually maybe I'll just do one more shade, or maybe I'll do two. Maybe I'll first go into Level Up, which is the pink in the middle here, and then I'm also going to try to use a little bit of this orange. Possibly, not sure if that's going to be too much, but I'm first going to go into Level Up, which was the pink shade. And I'm just going to put that like in the middle of my lower lash line here. And I find that in these kind of palettes where you have like sort of neon-y pastel-y shades, usually the pinks are the ones that perform the best. Because I think it's just an easier color to make. I mean, I don't know anything about making eyeshadows, but I just find that pinks are usually pretty foolproof, and I don't think I have any like very bad pinks in my collection. Like, they just seem to work for whatever reason. I don't really know. If someone can explain to me like why some shadows are harder to make, please do. I would love to know like the science behind making eyeshadows, because I feel like not a lot of people talk about that. If you know of any channels that do talk about that stuff, I would love to watch them, so leave it down in the comments if you do know of any. So next up, I'm gonna go into High Score, which I love the name of all of these, even though I don't play computer games, like I said. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that in the inner part of the lower lash line here. So this is kind of like a muted rainbow eye look, I guess you can call it. But so far, I really like this. This shade is beautiful. I mean, that is such a beautiful kind of orangey yellow. So now is the real question, what do I want to do on my lid here? Do I just want to go in with like one shade? Maybe I'll use two shades. What about, I do want to use these multi-chromes though, and I'm thinking I don't really want to use two because I feel like that's going to mess everything up, because you're not really supposed to use two when you're doing a multi-chrome. But I also think doing a multi-chrome might look a little bit overwhelming with this look, so maybe I won't do a multi-chrome. I just keep looking at these two and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to slap these on my eyes so bad. I feel like that's going to be a bit much. That's going to be a bit dark maybe. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll just go in with some kind of a gold on my lid. Could that be fun? And just like keep it kind of simple. Wow, that's not what I thought it was going to be at all. See, these multi-chromes are so trippy. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's a fun like green, and then I look here and it's like pink and purple and red, and I'm like, what just happened? What do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get some kind of a gold. I don't want anything too overwhelming. I just want something shiny on my lid that's not going to draw too much attention. So maybe I'll even find some kind of a champagne-y shade. I don't know. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're not going champagne. I literally picked up like an empty palette and I was like, what's in here? And then I saw the new shadows from Glaminatrix. I'm gonna go ahead and take this pink right here, which I haven't even swatched any of these. I haven't tried any of these. So let's go ahead and swatch this and just see how that looks. Ooh, that's beautiful. I think that's going to look really nice with this look, especially given that all of the cool tones are in the crease. And I feel like that's just going to look really good with that kind of cool tone pink. So I'm just going to go ahead and slap that all over my lid, basically. And the shadow here is called Ballet. I will link the website down to Glaminatrix down below. Glaminatrix is a Australian indie brand, by the way. I love their shimmer shadows. They are so beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this though because I just always spray my shimmers and it just helps prevent fallout. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid here, like I said. Not gonna do a cut crease or anything. I'm gonna try to be like kind of precise though in my inner part of my eye here and sort of do a bit of a fake half cut crease, but if it does go a little bit further up or it's a little bit more blended, it just doesn't really matter. Oh, that is so beautiful. And then I'll probably just go in with a little bit more of that pinky purple shade on the outer corner just to kind of mesh these together. But I really like that. I think that is beautiful. Man, this palette is so cute. So far, I really like that. That was a very good first impression in my book. I didn't know what to expect, but I mean, no issues. Everything blended well. Everything was nice and pigmented. Nothing lifted from my eye, which is notorious with these kind of shades. So I really like this. Let's see what I want to do in my waterline to finish this up. Do I want to go... I'm kind of thinking whoa. I'm dropping so many things lately. Why am I like this? I think I'm gonna go with Crssed from Colourpop. This, it looks to be more neon than it is, but it's really a pastel yellow. Or is that what I want to do? Do I want to do something else? Do I maybe want to do... No, I don't want to do that. I want to do... You know what? I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this yellow from Colourpop, like I said, and then I'm gonna do some liner and mascara. And then when I come back, we can try out the gloss together, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the palette just as my first impression. So let me go ahead and just finish up my eyes real quick. So here's the look all complete, well, except for lips and stuff. And I also want to put something into my inner corner just to kind of finish up. I sort of forgot to do that. So this is the inner corner palette that I made. I was reorganizing my single shadows the other day, and I basically just took all of like the lightest shadows or shadows that I thought would look good in the inner corner, and I popped them into this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Lethal Cosmetics shadow. I think this one is called Serene. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop a little bit of that in my inner corner. It's basically just a kind of yellowy white. I'm not gonna spray that or anything. I don't want this to be too intense. I just want like a little bit of highlight right in my inner corner, just for a bit of an extra pop. And I think that the yellow is going to look really good with everything here. Okay, I like that. Let's go ahead and try on the gloss now. So I'm really curious about this. It does seem very kind of thick, just like in the tube, and like I'll show you the wand so you can see. But it looks to be very kind of gloopy and thick, so I'm curious to see how this is going to apply on my lips now. Oh, this smells so good. So this reminds me so much of like the, what are they called? The Ciate London glitter flips or something like that. I mean, it's basically in the gloss form. Let me see what happens if I like push my lips together again. I mean, I feel like the glitter kind of comes out. I don't know how I feel about that. That was a very strange formula. I love the color of that though. Definitely something I'm gonna have to play around with more, but so far I'm really happy with this. I mean, first impression, yes, I like this. I like this a lot. And that makes me so happy because this palette is just so cute. Like, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't bring this anywhere I travel, and I actually have quite a bit of travels coming up in like the next 6 months or so, and I feel like this is going to be coming with me because this is just so cute. So far, first impression is good. I'll probably do another video doing like 2 more looks with this palette. I don't think I'm gonna do a 3 looks 1 palette. I mean, to be fair, it does only have 9 shades, so I feel like 2 more looks is going to be enough to give you guys a good review on this palette. So that's going to be the plan. So for today, this is the look that I came up with, and I quite like it. I think it's very summery. I think it's very cute. I think it's very soft. I think it's just cute, like the kitty, you know, like we match. Okay, not really. I mean, kitties are always cuter. So anyway, that's it for today's video. If you want to see some similar content, I'll pop some up on the screen so you can go check those out. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!